Well, friends, I think it's safe to say that things have not gone according to plan for the Buffalo Sabres. They are a club that we've been hearing pretty much perpetually for the past half decade that this team was bad last year, but they're about to turn the corner. And unfortunately, that hasn't happened yet. Right before the Christmas break, as we're recording this video, the Buffalo Sabres won. That win snapped a 13-game winless streak heading towards the Christmas break and really derailed what was shaping out to be kind of a promising season for the Sabres. Now, we got the idea to do this video from our friends at Sportsnet, notably the folks who run their In-Season Cup Twitter account. Recently, they posted a photo of the Buffalo Sabres protection list from the 2021 NHL Expansion Draft. That's the draft that saw the Seattle Kraken join the NHL. And when you look at the protection list, there's a lot of names scratched out. And so it's natural to wonder, hey, what's up with that? The 21 expansion draft basically forced everybody except for Vegas, who were new enough to be exempt from the process, to identify their core players and basically protect them. And everyone else who was up for grabs was essentially just called not a core player. There are some exceptions, of course. The Calgary Flames, very famously at the time, did not protect their captain, Mark Giordano, given his age, given his contract status, and given the fact that they would have had to expose at least one of Chris Tanev, Rasmus Anderson, or Noah Hannafin. They probably made the right move. But looking at the Buffalo Sabres protection list and the players they opted to prioritize and what's become of them, it made me think, wonder what would happen if we did this exercise for the Calgary Flames. And so, let's ask ourselves, who did the Flames protect in 2021? And 3.5 years later, what do they have to show for it? At the 2021 expansion draft, the Calgary Flames opted to protect 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, and 1 goaltender. They opted to go with Michael Backlund, Dylan Dubé, Johnny Gaudreau, Elias Lindholm, Andrew Mangiapane, Sean Monahan, Matthew Tkachuk, Rasmus Anderson, Noah Hannafin, Chris Tanev, and Jacob Markstrom. Now let's see what the Flames turned those protected players into. Michael Backlund is still with the club, and he's the team's captain now. Dylan Dubé was not qualified. He was a potential restricted free agent the team opted not to provide a qualifying offer to. His situation is obviously pretty complex, and we don't need to get into the ins and outs of it, but even independent of his particular situation, his play had tailed off quite a bit in his last year of his contract. So would he have been qualified independent of his particular circumstances? Maybe, but he may have also priced himself out of town as well. Johnny Gaudreau's situation is obviously also kind of complex, but for much different reasons. Gaudreau was walked to free agency. He negotiated extensively with the Flames, but they couldn't come to terms, and ultimately he decided to pursue a contract with a team a little bit closer to his family's home base on the East Coast. And, unfortunately, he has since passed away in, what we can only call a really, really tragic situation. Elias Lindholm, the Flames traded to the Vancouver Canucks for a package of 5 players and picks, which they turned into 6 players and picks after some trades. Andrew Mangiapane was traded to the Washington Capitals in exchange for a draft pick. Sean Monahan was packaged with a first-round pick and traded to Montreal for future considerations. Matthew Tkachuk was traded to the Florida Panthers in a trade that netted the Flames Cole Schwindt, Jonathan Huberdeau, Mackenzie Weegar, and a conditional first-round pick. Rasmus Anderson is still with the Calgary Flames. Noah Hannafin was traded to the Vegas Golden Knights in a 3-team trade that netted the Flames Danil Miromanov, a first-round pick, and a third-round pick. Chris Tanev was traded in a 3-team trade, ultimately ending up in Dallas in a trade that netted the Flames a second-round pick and Artem Grushnikov. And Jacob Markstrom was traded to the New Jersey Devils in exchange for a first-round pick and Kevin Ball. Now, 3.5 years later, here's what the Calgary Flames have to show for the players on their 2021 expansion draft protection list. The players include Michael Backlund, Jacob Battaglia, Matvei Gradin, Jonathan Huberdeau, Andrei Kuzmenko, Luke Misa, Rasmus Anderson, Kevin Ball, Hunter Brustovich, Artem Grushnikov, Eric Jameson, Yoni Yermo, Danil Miromanov, Mackenzie Weegar, Kirill Zarubin, a second-round pick in 2025, and a first-round pick in 2026. So if you're doing the math, that means the Calgary Flames turned an 2021 Expansion Draft protected list of 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, and a goaltender into 6 forwards, 8 defensemen, a goaltender, and 3 draft picks, 2 of which are in the first round. Now, I know what you're thinking. Man, the Flames turned out pretty well. They ended up getting quite a few things for the players on their protection list from 2021. But how does it compare to Buffalo's? It's not like Buffalo walked everyone off a pier and got nothing for them. They got some stuff for the players they had. So here's how their list looks. Their list includes Jordan Greenway, Gustav Karlsson, Peyton Krebs, Yuri Kulich, Noah Ostlund, Isaac Rosen, Tage Thompson, Alex Tuck, Anton Wahlberg, Bowen Byram, Rasmus Dahlin, Henry Jokiharju, goaltender Devon Levi, and a 7th round pick. If you compare this to what the Flames had, Buffalo has more forwards. They got 9 forwards. They have 3 defensemen, and they have a goaltender along with a pick that hasn't turned out yet. So they got probably a bit more forwards. The Flames have more players total. If you compare the two lists, the Flames list is longer. The forward group for Buffalo is probably a little bit nicer looking. The Flames have more defensemen, and time will tell how those turn out. They tend to skew a little bit younger than Buffalo's group, and even Devon Levi is probably a little bit better right now than Kirill Zarubin. But bear in mind, the Flames have more stuff on their list of what they got, and they also have a first and a second round that they haven't used yet. So we'll see how it turns out and how it compares when all is said and done. Well, I hope this was an informative look back. I don't have any broad sweeping statements to make on the future of the Calgary Flames. We know for a fact that the Flames made the decision to part with many of the players on their protection list with building for the future in mind. And if you look at the kind of assets they've gotten from a lot of them, especially the moves made since Craig Conroy became general manager, well, yeah, they're kind of future-based, and they're kind of focused on getting a lot of different types of players to develop, and then hoping that enough of them develop to push the Flames where they want to go. And, as they say, time will tell to see if their strategy will work out, but, so far so good, I guess. That'll do it for me. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you really like this video, please click the subscribe button. And feel free to jump into the comments and let me know what kind of videos you want to see from me in the future, particularly heading into 2025. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And, a big thank you to everyone who has shared and liked and subscribed over the past year. Since the beginning of 2024, I started doing videos, and I've seen a lot of positivity and growth on the channel. And I'm really excited and stoked about what there is to come in 2025. So again, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in 2025.